Hey, welcome to Planet Hex Review Time. I'm Andrew Horn. These are the mini episodes I put out a couple of times a week where I rediscover something or discover something new or revisit something that I love to see how it holds up. Today it's going to be the TOXIC Avenger because of course eventually I had to cover a TROMA movie. I love TROMA. Hello, Uncle Lloyd. So this movie is it's everything that TROMA is and everything you need to know about TROMA. So TROMA was once described by Lloyd Kaufman, the man behind it, as the herpes of Hollywood, and I'm totally on board with that because sometimes Hollywood could do with a little herpes, I think. So this movie came out in 1984, and it spawned sequels. There was another 3 sequels. There was 2 and 3, and then there was Citizen Toxie. There was a cartoon with under the title The Toxic Crusaders, based on TOXIC Avenger, which is a very different beast to this. This is not intended for kids. It is still rated as an 18, and quite rightly so. But the joy of TROMA movies is entirely summed up by this film. How would I describe TROMA movies? TROMA movies they're low-budget films. They often have elements of horror, comedy, splatter, some rude bits, lots of rude bits in the case of some of them, and some very, very risque jokes. I think that's putting it all mildly. TROMA they're like a punch in the head. I love TROMA. They are who they are, and they are not ashamed of that, and that's one of the reasons why they're still going 40 years later. They are amazing at what they do, and what they do is insanity, like the TOXIC Avenger. So it's hard to describe this film. It's sort of like a spoof or a parody of a bigger budget film, but a bigger budget film that didn't exist. It's not like it's riffing on anything really. So the basic premise is a nerd gets a load of toxic waste put all over him, and he becomes this big muscular superhero known as the TOXIC Avenger, who does kick ass with a mop. But you know, it's why not? So this Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hurt's production from 1984, the TOXIC Avenger, it's got everything you could want. It's got beheadings, gore, fist fights between superhumans. It's got all kinds of craziness in it, and it's Jesus. You know, I'm kind of regretting having to review the TOXIC Avenger, because how can you sum up something so insane? I would say that this film is like a joke where everyone is in on the joke. So as soon as you watch it, you know you're in for a strange but brilliant time when you're introduced to Tromaville, and the ridiculous people there, and the ridiculous dialogue, the setup of it all. It's intentionally cheesy and screwball and ridiculous, and I love it. It is a glorious 2 fingers at the Hollywood institution, and that's what TROMA have always been about, and I really love that. I've read Lloyd Kaufman's books. I've seen loads of the TROMA movies. You know, I don't always agree with Lloyd Kaufman. I mean, I know in the documentary Adjust Your Tracking, all about VHS, he wasn't that kind to VHS, but that's, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, especially Lloyd, because he does know his stuff, and he helped create the weird underground movie genre that I love so dearly. So the TOXIC Avenger, is it a good movie? Good God, yes, it's brilliant. It is fantastic. Watch this instead of The Godfather. Watch this instead of anything that has pretenses of being artistic, because this is a glorious, glorious big fat raspberry in the face of anything that is up its own arse. A majestic raspberry in the face of anything that's just up itself. It's punk, it's metal, it's rock and roll, it's ridiculous, it's so silly. It's just everything you could possibly want. Well, everything I could possibly want. It is goofball. It is utterly, utterly mad. The script is stupid, the idea is stupid, but that's what it revels in. It revels in its own idiocy, and I love that. It is a great film to watch, and it is a great film to re-watch. I wholeheartedly recommend you check out The Toxic Avenger. If you've never seen a Troma movie before, this is a great starting point. This, or Class of Nukem High, or Sergeant Kabuki Man. There's loads of them. Romeo and Juliet was one of my early times I saw a Troma movie, and it just changed everything. It changed everything I love about weird independent cinema, and I still love it to this day. Does it hold up? Yes, because it is so it's in its own universe. It creates its own world with its own internal logic, its own really bawdy jokes. I love the jokes. I love the sense of humour it's beyond so many other things that you could see. So Toxic Avenger, absolutely 100% recommended. See this film if you haven't already. Expect cheapness, expect a low budget, expect a cast that knows they're in on the joke. It's just brilliant. I love it so much. I think that sums up my love for The Toxic Avenger. That was The Toxic Avenger review for Planet X Review Time. I'm Andrew Horn. These are the episodes I put out twice a week where I review something or revisit something and see if it holds up here in this modern age that we are increasingly confused about. And in support of my... These little episodes are put out in support of my full-length Planet X episodes that come out each weekend. I put out a 50-minute monster one this weekend where I go through a load of comics. So please do check that out, and please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do really appreciate it. Yeah, I've been a bit insane in this episode. I do apologise. I don't apologise. I'm going to go and watch Toxic Avenger again, and then I'm going to go and watch Toxic Avenger 2, Toxic Avenger 3, and Citizen Toxic, and it's going to be the best night ever. Thank you for watching Planet X Review Time.